Hello folks, welcome. Let's see. The big action scene is over for a while, and now let's just have some quiet time, I guess. Heart trouble. Let me guess. How'd you know? Question can I ask? I call him. How'd you know? Well, it seemed obvious. Dominic replied. Having 4 arms probably puts a lot of strain on the heart. I have a pretty unique heart, Washington said. It has extra ventricles. I thought it was spelled ventricles. There's extra ventricles. Practically got 2 hearts. Chest. You have 4 lungs. Let me guess. Almost saying 2 lungs by accident. 2 lungs are normal. Or whatever creature. Big creature on the planet had. Dominic assumed. Yeah. I never heard of any animal that had less than 2 lungs. I'm just speaking of like terrestrial animals like bears and cows and so on. Humans. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of bizarre animals under the sea, you know, like jellyfish, or there's probably animals that are just a lung and nothing else, biologically. Let's see. Just 2. They're very strong. Again, replied. Don't worry. You won't have... Don't worry about my health. Don't worry about my health. Seems like I might die here before I have any health problems. Real health trouble. Dominic thought. Yeah, same here. Dominic muttered. Let's see. And he got out of the Jeep. The others, when he reached the CP, which was bustling with activity. Most of the cameras outside the room was home. The CP was home to a large radio unit, computers, computer banks. Those are a different thing, right? Yeah, since this is an alt universe, I wouldn't mind if it was a little anachronistic, but the computers, maybe the computers could look like they were from the 70s or something, or 60s, I don't know. Maybe just 10 years more advanced than they would be historically. I was shocked when I found out there were computers in World War II, you know? Who knew, right? I mean, they had to start somewhere, but World War II seems a little early for computers. I think they were called computing machines back then. Yeah, computer banks. Security monitors. Lots of uniformed guards. Lots of men running around. Going about and tending to this or that. Getting on the radio. Reporting what they saw on the monitors every given moment. Most of the monitors been knocked out. Most of the cameras, the monitors were attached to, who were knocked out either in the fighting or intentionally by the Jade terrorists to blind the people inside the facility. A handful remained active. The Jade apparently being oblivious to them. Some loot was relieved when Gilder showed up. He ran up to the security chief, saluting him. Like he had just come back from a long leave. Gilder didn't bother. Return his salute. Can't keep forgetting if I have Gilder in a dress uniform or a suit and tie. Because he's not military anymore, technically. What's the skinny? Lieutenant. Gilder asked. Outside. We have 55 men fit for fighting. And 20 men, wounded men who, with a little coaching, can probably join as well. The Luke replied. Everyone else is dead. Incapacitated. Gilder asked. Indeed, sir. 200 men or so, right? I was reading today. A division can have up to 10,000 men in it, but the actual fighting men of a division is like 300 people. And the rest are just like all support and stuff. It seems crazy to me. You need that many people for other things, you know? I guess in a video game, when you lose a division to encirclement, it's not that big of a deal. You only lost 300 men, in a way. The rest were all support people. And of course, you lost all that equipment, too, which sucks. It sucks big time. Indeed, sir. Luke replied, sounding a little more cheerful than he intended. 150 men out of the fight. 150 personnel dead. Gilder muttered. We'll need more of the civilian pop to take up arms, including the scientists. Yes, sir. I agree. Luke agreed. Some of the scientists here are old former soldiers, and like, we're going to need them to shore up the defenses. Luke stood. Luke waited more questions. But Gilder soon supplied. What's the situation? Situation with the gas. Gilder ran. Staying where it's supposed to, sir. Luke replied. At least according to the eggheads. Good. Gilder smiled. Gilder had been authorized the use of the gas. Desperate times. Times, as they say. And he was warned that the results could have gone really south real quick. Still, it didn't have enough men to hold the underground entrances, let alone keep the underground entrances, let alone keep the enemy out of them. A good push by the enemy would have been impossible to hold back. Even with the guard, impossible to hold back. Gilder wondered why they put so much effort into trying to smash through the main entrance instead of going to the underground. Perhaps they knew about the gas. Perhaps they knew about the gas. I got the gas ahead of time. A mole filled with just what I need. Gilder make sure the eggheads are monitoring that at all times. Those entrances, any main vent systems. All times, Gilder said. We don't want to fall victim to our own gas, which there's no damn antidote for. No, sir. Luke replied. This should be ordered, not said. When you give a command, it should be ordered. I've probably done that mistake more than a few times. Let's see. Anything else? Gilder asked. The enemy has tried to hack our security and door systems, which they've failed thanks to our anti-hacking team. Luke replied. The enemy has also attempted to jack our radios, to scramble our radios. Prevent ingoing, outgoing. Let's see, did I imply they were jammed earlier? Jam. Let's see, jam, couldn't send transmission radios down. Going and outgoing messages, but they've failed. They've now set up a line of communication, but are unresponsive to our attempts to parlay. I doubt they'll have anything for us besides a demand to open the doors and surrender immediately. Gilder jeered. All the doors in the place topside are sealed up. Luke reassured. We've sealed up everything downstairs as well. We've sealed up all the underground areas as well. At least as far as we could. Good. Gilder replied. Did we lose any? How many scientists, civilians did we lose? Gilder asked. Most, let's see, civilian security. Are there any bases that have civilian and military security? Thinking of Half-Life mostly. They didn't clarify a lot of stuff in the original Half-Life. Although maybe I forgot the details, like if the facility in that story was civilian or military, or if the security there were civilian or military. They seemed pretty civilian. They wore blue uniforms, carried pistols, wore body armor and helmets. I assume that military men, if they were military, they would have been wearing like a different kind of attire. Just wearing military uniforms. Let's see how many things. Some scientists are unaccounted for, but most are alive, including all VIPs and top researchers. So Luke said, replied confidently. He wasn't confidently. Most of the civilian guards have been wiped out. Killed. A force of 50 men, of 60 men, down to 20. The other supposed going from suppose that was right. Though 20 out of 60 still seemed a high number to him. He wasn't going to bicker internally over what counted as mostly killed. He had bigger fish to fry. Seems like I can't help but use platitudes when I'm high on energy drink. I don't know why. I'm actually not high, because my breakfast has seemed to have had a sleepy effect on me. I don't know why. Or it could be that I'm just not comfortable with this kind of writing. I would rather do action. I don't really feel like I'm working hard unless it's some crazy action sequence. Talking back and forth is like the easiest writing you can do, which is why it makes up the majority of most novels, to be honest. But of course, people do like back and forth talking and character development and stuff. Character development is different. Character development's harder. Let's see, any health trouble? I kind of like organic sort of character development that occurs with inner monologues and thinking and actions, less so talking. That's all part of that show, don't tell kind of thing. How's the situation around the base? Gilder asked. We're getting back up soon. Liberation. Has anything happened in Mountain City nearby? Gilder imagined there had been some fighting beyond the facility on the mountain roads to prevent reinforcements from getting to the faculty. Nearest military base. Nearest military base. And maybe in Mountain City as well, to cause a distraction. The Jade were fond of big, flashy distractions in the last war. Or draw the enemy somewhere else, and then attack where they are not. And attack the place those troops pulled out of. It was an old move. The Jade made new again. And Gilder often wondered why his superiors were incapable of seeing through the ruse over and over again. There was A lot of fighting outside the facility on the roads. Mountain passes. Loot replied. And the roads have been blocked by explosives. We're sealed in here, away from the rest of the world. Us and the terrorists. Great. Gilder muttered. Mountain City has come under attack as well, with various incidents through the streets, along with civilian demonstrations. Luke noted. It seems as though the Jade's vets of the war have decided of the last war, decided to get involved, to involve themselves, join the terrorists. That will be great for U.S. Jade relations. Gilder muttered. All those years of saying, oh, the Jade civilian, Jade vets of the war, they put the war in the past. They have no interest in keeping up the fight, restarting the fight, or becoming terrorists, or so on. Those days are in the past. Gilder supposed that it was in the past for most of the Jade, but there were still plenty of troublemakers. For the troublemakers making vets, the Jade War was like their moment of glory. And there were many men who kept, who through the rest of their lives, kept trying to recapture that moment of glory. And so grabbing up an old rifle and taking shots at MPs. That was apparently their latest attempt to go back to the good old days. It's old timers. Fortunately, the old timers from that war are still pretty young. Young mostly. Their mothers. Hopefully they've gotten fatter. Fatter at least. Slower at least. Yes, sir. We'll agreed. I'll have to wish command good luck on dealing with what's going on in Mountain City. Kept on saying Libertyburg or Liberty City. I'm not sure why they called it that in Grand Theft Auto. There was some controversy about them today. Totally financially related, though, for once. Something about taxes in Britain. Like they were taking advantage of some tax write-off or something. Meant for small companies, and this is a billion-dollar company fleecing taxpayers in Britain. The naked greed of some companies. It's really kind of, I don't know. It doesn't make you want to be a communist, but it makes you kind of want the communists to be a little stronger, so that they worry a little more about. So that the guys at top worry a little more about maybe pushing the people a little too far into revolution. You know what I mean? I think a lot of those people at tops are the kind of people that, they don't believe that anything like that could ever happen, and so they'll just keep pushing and pushing, and they'll never have any repercussions for their things they're doing. Let's see. Still feeling the repercussions of that hurt foot. Damn it. All I did was bang it against the frickin' bottom of a fridge door. Let's see, I wish I had the command. Gilder said. I have my own problems. Gilder surveyed the room, seeing there were some scientist presence as well. There were big wigs, like Dr. Redcoat, and of course, the chief of the facility, Dr. Warg. His blonde-haired secretary was present, looking a little weird, a little odd. She had put some overcoat over her, some military jacket over her blue coat outfit. Was she wearing a blue dress? What are the fashion no-nos of the day of wearing blue dresses and such? And an M1 helmet on her head. Put some military jacket over a blue dress. Buttoned fully. Now on her helmet. Strangely, her feet were bare. Gilder could see that she painted her toenails red. Gilder wasn't fond of painted toenails. Or fingernails, for that matter. He preferred girl nails to be enamel colored. He preferred purity. Was another reason why. He also didn't like girls wearing earrings or tattoos. Gilda doesn't like earrings. No, nose rings. No, that's not popular back then. I'm not fond of them, so I guess Gilder has my view. I think nose rings I don't like them, and I wish they were a fad that would go away as soon as possible in our modern day. It's should not become like a regular thing, I think, for normal, regular girls to wear, like, nose rings and stuff. Is Hollywood pushing that? I don't know. Seems like I've seen it more and more on TV and movies. I don't know. Well, I guess I've rambled enough. Let's say, have a nice day, folks.